Hey everyone, welcome to Quick Brick Games and welcome to a brand new video about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, the massive new LEGO game coming out at some point in the future from TT Games. And I'm making this video because we actually got some minor news regarding the game, really regarding WB Games and what's going on with TT Games, and some kind of behind the scenes stuff that I wanted to talk about that a lot of people may not know about, and I think fans of LEGO games and fans of LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga will find interesting, because I'm not one to make videos about this game when there's absolutely nothing to talk about, because let's be honest, there hasn't been official news about this game since April 2nd when TT Games announced the game was getting delayed again past the spring release date. And since then, for the past 2-3 months now, it's been dead silence. We have no idea when the game's going to show up again. It didn't show up at E3, unfortunately. And the next big event that the game could show up at, of course, is Gamescom 2021, which occurs in late August. It showed up last year. We got the gameplay trailer. That was pretty much the last real piece of news that we got about this game besides the delay. And so we're kind of thinking maybe the game could show up again. Well, the news we got recently does not look very good for Skywalker Saga. So here we go. This is from Gamescom's website. A link to this will be in the description. A link to everything I'm talking about is always in the description. It says Gamescom 2021 international top companies confirm participation. Preparations for the world's biggest event for computer and video games are in full swing. Numerous developers and publishers have already confirmed their digital participation as Gamescom partners, including various top international companies. Among those taking part are 505 Games, Activision, Aerosoft. Okay, I'm not going to read all of these, but you can go down the list here. Electronic Arts, and pretty much all the major companies are here, right? You got Xbox, you got Activision, you got EA. But WB Games, Warner Brothers is not there, which means TT Games is not there, which means Skywalker Saga will not be there. So that is not good news, at least so far. So I believe last year they waited until maybe like a couple weeks before the event, because this event is going to be on August 25th through 27th. So a couple days earlier than it was last year, because I think it was on the 27th last year. So they could wait until we're closer to the event to announce that WB Games is going to be there, but so far it doesn't look like they're going to be showing any games, not even Back 4 Blood, which they love showing. You know, that could be actually what happens is as we get closer to the event, WB Games is like, hey, we're going to be there, but with Back 4 Blood, not LEGO Star Wars, but we'll have to wait and see what they do there. So, so far though, not very good news for Gamescom 2021. Another thing I want to talk about in this video is another piece of news that happened a couple weeks ago now that I thought was kind of interesting. So this is an article from VG247. This will be linked in the description. It says, Warner Brothers Games says NetherRealm Studios and TT Games are not being sold. So let's read about what happened here. So it says, over the weekend, a new leak suggested that Warner Brothers is looking to sell Mortal Kombat creator NetherRealm Studios, as well as its LEGO Games house, TT Games. The information came from Windows Central's Jez Corden, who revealed on his Xbox 2 podcast that he'd seen documents where the two studios were described as, quote, no longer in the scope of the company's future. So this guy, Jez Corden, he's actually been pretty reliable in the past. He leaks lots of different gaming things. So he kind of was saying that WB Games is looking to sell TT Games along with NetherRealm, but then WB Games actually came out with a statement that says here, I can confirm NetherRealm Studios and TT Games will continue to remain as part of Warner Brothers Games, and all are included in the Warner Media Discovery merger. So there we go, that's straight up confirmation from WB Games themselves that TT Games is not being sold off, they're staying right where they are. So I think that's good news. You know, I would have liked maybe if Microsoft bought them or something. I think they could improve the marketing, and that doesn't mean, by the way, that they would make it Xbox exclusive or anything. Just because Microsoft owns it doesn't mean they would do that. And with a LEGO game, I highly doubt they would ever make a LEGO game exclusive if Microsoft bought it. But anyway, none of that's happening. It is staying with WB Games. So that was kind of an interesting story. A leak came out, and then the leak ended up being wrong. So I guess that goes to show that you can't always trust these leakers out here. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about some of the developers at TT Games. So first off, we have Jack Chapman, who is an R&D designer at TT Games, or was, because he actually recently announced about a week ago that he is leaving TT Games. He tweeted this, it's with a heavy heart that today is my last day at TT Games. It's been a great few years with the company, with some true highlights of my career so far, but now it seems like the perfect time for a new adventure elsewhere, but more on that later. So there we go, another developer leaving. A few months ago, we did get Arthur Parsons, who is one of the top guys at TT Games. He always presented the game at E3 and all these other events. He actually left as well. So we have a couple of people now that we know have left TT Games recently, which I think actually could be a good sign, believe it or not. but there actually is some other juicy news that Jack Chapman gave us here. So if you've been following this game, you know that a lot of people are saying that this game is canceled. We have a lot of people saying that, oh, we haven't had any news, the game's never going to come out, they've canceled it or whatever. So all of that is nonsense, and Jack Chapman actually confirmed this. So one of the subscribers of QuickBurt Games here says, thanks for everything you've done while being at TT Games. Can't wait to see all the hard work you've put into LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga when it comes out. Good luck with your next adventures. May the Force be with you. And Jack Chapman actually responded saying, thanks buddy, looking forward to playing it day one. So there you go. Jack Chapman actually confirmed there will be a day one. This game is coming out. That's not a surprise to me, but I'm sure it's a surprise to some of you guys out there saying that it's canceled. So there we go. Jack Chapman confirmed that the game is still coming out. There will be a day one launch day. So one last thing I did want to say about Jack Chapman leaving is that Jack Chapman actually hasn't even been working on Skywalker Saga for the past few months or so. He actually announced, I believe a while back, that he was moved on to a different project at TT Games before he left there. So he was actually working on whatever's coming after Skywalker Saga. No one really knows what that is outside of TT Games, so he actually has knowledge of that. Obviously he can't share that with us, so it seems that TT Games is at least moving some people to whatever's coming after Skywalker Saga, so I think that is kind of a good sign. So that means maybe Skywalker Saga is wrapping up, they don't need as many people on it, but of course we still don't have a release date or anything like that. But I did think that was interesting though, that he was no longer working on Skywalker Saga there at the end. This kind of showing that TT Games was moving people away from that game, which I think is probably a good sign. Okay, and the last piece of news I want to talk about in this video is Arthur Parsons. So a couple months ago or so, we know that Arthur Parsons left TT Games, but we really didn't know what he was going to be doing next. And I've actually done a little bit of research. I haven't seen too many people talk about this. It's kind of gone under the radar because I don't think he's even announced it on his Twitter account or anything like that. But Arthur Parsons has actually started up his own studio with John Burton, who's also the founder of TT Games, which is very interesting here. So here is Arthur Parsons' LinkedIn. I'll have this linked in the description below. And here he says he's a design director at 1010 Games Limited. So very interesting here. On his about page, you actually see all the LEGO games he's worked on. You can see there's like a billion of them there. You know, he did LEGO Batman, LEGO Indiana Jones 2, Harry Potter 1 and 2, Undercover, Batman 2. You know, he worked on all the LEGO games. He always presented them. He did a really good job when he was there. He was a really important part of TT Games. So we're not really sure who's replacing him over there. But so anyway, he's going to 1010 Games, which I think is a interesting name, very similar to TT Games, 1010 Games. But the thing about this new 1010 Games game developer company is that John Burton is the CEO. So here's John Burton's LinkedIn page. If you don't know who John Burton is, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe he's actually the founder of TT Games. So he started the company that makes all the LEGO games now. And he actually left a few years ago, so he's been gone before Skywalker Saga went into development, I believe. Which is kind of interesting that he's now going off and creating a new studio called 1010 Games. So it's kind of weird that he would leave the company that he founded and start a new one. I guess he just wanted to start fresh and do it all over again. Who knows? But he's actually teamed up with Arthur Parsons. So the two top guys from TT Games have basically left and gone on and created their own company called 1010 Games. Very similar naming there once again. So very interesting stuff here. A new studio. We're not sure what games they're going to be making. I think they've like literally just started. So if you're a game developer over in the UK, you might want to go work for them. You know, look what kind of jobs they have, and maybe you can start working on whatever they're going to be working on. Obviously, it's not going to be LEGO games because they don't have the license to make that kind of stuff, but it's interesting stuff indeed. So anyway, that's going to do it for the news of this video. So lots of just little pieces of info there. Let me know what you think about the game not being shown at Gamescom, at least as of right now. It doesn't look like WB Games is going to be showing off Skywalker Saga at Gamescom in August next month. Let me know what you think about these developers leaving and starting this new company called 1010 Games. And it's just all very interesting stuff. And hopefully we'll get some more news about Skywalker Saga soon, because they can't just leave us hanging. I will say, I think the game is coming out in 2022 now. I don't think there's really any chance that the game's still coming out this year. I would be very surprised if that happens. So I guess we're looking at maybe spring 2022 at this point. Who knows? Let me know your release date predictions as well, because I'm sure some of you guys are thinking 2022 as well. So anyway, subscribe for more. We're always covering the latest in LEGO games. We do walkthroughs, mini kit guides. We're doing a lot of those right now. Blue mini kit guides for the complete saga. And we do lots of different series about LEGO games. So if you're a fan of the series, you're definitely going to like this channel. So subscribe for all that. Like this video if you enjoyed it and found it informative. Dislike it if you didn't. I'll see you guys next time here at QuickBurt Games.